That's a really, really great question. I will say that, you know, what I find to be really special about this story is Stephen King wrote this book in 1982. We were setting it in 2025.
That's the spirit.
I think that cruelty has long been like a cornerstone of entertainment, and like evil itself, it doesn't end, it just transforms. So I wanted to ask you, what forms of cruelty do you perceive in the way we create or consume entertainment today that maybe lead you to be part of this story?
That's a really, really great question. I will say that, you know, what I find to be really special about this story is Stephen King wrote this book in 1982. We were setting it in 2025. It has never been more timely. You know, the bloodlust that you are talking about. There's a very interesting way that an audience separates themselves from the subject, and we're living in a world of social media and influencers, and it's so easy to be voyeuristic about other people's lives and their pain, and not to take it in as real, you know, and how you sort of story tell yourself to be able to look at other people's lives and pain and stuff like that and justify it, you know, for views or for followers or whatever it is. It's one of the things that I think is really special about our movie.
I think the thing with reality TV, what we've learned about it in the last like 25 years is how like the program makers can manipulate a narrative. And I think that's something when it involves members of the public, it's a dangerous thing. That there are people who kind of sign up to be on a show who then, you know, can have their lives ruined by the way that the show is edited. And, you know, it's something that was in like Stephen King's original book. There is a scene in the book where he makes a tape and they re-edit his words to say something different. And, you know, it's alarming how prescient that is. So, you know, the ideas are all there, and it's kind of like scary how time is catching up with us.
Ben Richards, 35, married, one child, in medical crisis.
We need money for a doctor now.
Ben, watch us up.
Employment status, blacklisted. But there's still a way out for you.
I was struck by how the film indeed, beyond like depicting a dystopian future, it's a reflection of our present, you know? But what also impressed me is that you explore everybody's obsession with keeping the show running, you know, no matter what. So as a director, did that resonate with you on a personal level? I mean, perhaps thinking of moments in your own career where someone pushed you to the limit just to make sure the show didn't stop, you know?
I mean, that's a difficult one to answer. Like, sort of, I mean, this movie we made on a tight schedule, so I feel like I've just been through The Running Man. I mean, I had a lot of fun making the movie, but it was a real sprint to the finish. So I feel like I've been living that for the last couple of months.
Stop filming me!
Have you ever wondered if this game is rigged?
Guess we'll find out. You might be moving up too fast.
One of the saddest conclusions in The Running Man is that constant debate between supply and demand, you know? Do we consume violence and humiliation because that's what the audience wants? Or just because that's all that we're being offered, you know? So I love to hear your perspective on that now that you had the chance to be part of this story.
Well, I think the economy of attention is an interesting thing to think about, right? Because it's just, I don't know if you've ever, you know, if you have children or you have a pet, but just taking their attention off of things is a great way to make sure that they're not causing trouble, right? Or thinking about things they shouldn't be thinking about. And I think, you know, anybody in power is attempting to siphon that economy of attention. Not only is there money there, but there's also an ability for people not to stew in unfairness or understand that a system is rigged against them. And I think that's one of the most exciting things about this story is you have Ben Richards, who's this very everyman. He represents all of us. He's a guy who's trying to show up for his family, trying to provide for his daughter who's really, really sick. And he signs up for an unwinnable game show, a game show that literally has a survival rate of 0.
Yeah.
And during that, he begins to gather the attention of the world. And because he starts surviving, he starts winning, people start realizing that this is a guy that represents them. You know, that represents an ordinary man against these extraordinary odds and represents a guy that's standing against bullies. And I think that's something we can all identify with, you know? Not just mindlessly scrolling, looking at other people's pain, but really looking up and realizing, okay, hey, there's real things to fight against here. You know, there's a real system we gotta fix.
Well, here in 2025, we have like unlimited options in front of us. Like, there are so many options of things to watch. I mean, I don't know about you, but I hear about like shows that I have no awareness of that have huge audiences. And I'm like, what is this? Who are all of these people that are watching it? So it's like, there's nothing but options in front of us. So like, we live it, yes, I do think violent material has, you know, there are people who are hungry for it. But also, I don't know if you have this experience. I have no interest in being Ben Richards and being a contestant in The Running Man, but I'm very happy to watch Glen Powell do it.
Agree.
So it kind of, you know, it's like to watch these things, we as the audience get to feel things, and in the darkness of the theater, we can experience things and feel our way through things that we really don't want to feel our way through in life.
I think the thing that's, you know, disturbing about the movie is obviously that Cillian understands that there's like an appetite for it. You know, we evoke the sort of the Roman Colosseum in the movie and the idea of like sort of, you know, death and destruction as entertainment in inverted commas. And, you know, it is unfortunately a tradition that goes back hundreds of years, if not more.
Way to beat it, but we have to work together.
The biggest underdog win in game show history.
Congratulations for the movie, Lee. I had a blast, you know?
Oh, good, good. That's
I missed watching like a good action, you know, exciting movie on a big screen.
Well, I mean, that's what Edgar Wright delivers time and again. And the reason I, you know, jumped at the chance to work with him on this film, I'm such a fan of his, and you know, I really cherish this experience to work with him, you know, and see how he does it.
Yesterday, when I came home, I was like, I feel so stressed. I need to watch like a comfort movie. And I watched Twilight, Breaking Dawn, and I saw you there.
Like,
it was funny, yes.
I knew you were a vampire all along.
Yeah, you're here. Well, thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye. See you later. Thanks.
What the fuck is happening?
Welcome to The Running Man.